I'm gonna soak it in here for about 10 minutes. I'm just gonna look at him and check him
Get
out.
to it, Joe. The taxidermying field care crossing state lines. What do you got?
Well, I was listening to another podcast and like I heard some stuff and it's like and I have like okay, like you're out of state and you shot this big buck and you want to get it mounted. Well, there's like or you want to or maybe it's a medium sized buck and you want to Euro mount it. So you don't want to skull cap it, right? Because you want at least you want to get the Euro mount. So I have another way to do that. You get a hole saw right here. So you cut that head right off, and then you drill up through the bottom, put a hole in it, reach in there, get the brains, and then take it to a power washer or something, and then you can cross them state lines because you got the brains out, and then you still got the skull cap. You see what I'm saying? Or you still got the full skull? Because some people want a Euro mount. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. All right. So you hacksaw the head from neck cavity, we'll call it spinal cord, and then you come in through the underside.
Yeah, the underside.
You're coming in where the vertebrae. You're coming in where the vertebrae is.
Yeah. Yep. Anywhere on the bottom side, because if you think of a Euro mount, it's going to be sitting on the wood. You know what I'm saying? Like on. So then you could still. So like I know guys don't know that they think they can't bring a Euro mount across state lines. It's a lot of these rags and double check. It's just you got to have the brain matter out of there. So if you go up from the bottom, so you bring your hole saw and a drill, and then maybe you don't shoot the big buck that you want to mount, but you shoot a nice buck. This way you can bring it home and Euro mount it.
Do you drink beers in a garage? That's exactly why the garage bar was invented. Unfolds in seconds, ready to go. Pull your wood out and enjoy a cold one.
This is all you need to get mounted. You don't like this right here. The whole skull isn't in the mount. It's just so you say you do. Okay, we just talked about the Euro mount, like the medium sized buck that you don't want to mount, but you want to bring it home. Now let's say you get the big buck you want to mount. What you're going to do is, I like these disposable blades, like Outdoor Edge makes them, and Havlon, and you cape it out. So what you're going to do is go on YouTube and learn how to cape a deer. You cape it all out, okay? Then you have this, and then you save it, and then all you got to do is you just cut the antlers out. You don't have to have the whole head. So you cape it out and cut the
skull cap it.
Yes, skull cap it. So it's a cape out skull cap if you want to mount it, and if you don't want to mount it but you want a Euro mount, you just cut the head off, or you should probably cape it, get all that out, cape it, drill the brain out. So I just wanted to go over that because I'm hearing different on podcasts, and I don't want, if guys want a Euro mount, I want them to be able to bring home a Euro mount.
I love Euro mounts. I got a lot of Euro mounts. I like Euro mounts.
But obviously, double check your rags and stuff. But so if you want a Euro mount, drill it out from the bottom. If you want to mount it, cape it out and skull cap it. So
we have become conscious that we will never decrease efforts towards attempting to be better. We understand that if we aren't growing, we are dying. We simply refuse to accept status quo. We will continue to gain education through experience, and when we kill that buck of a lifetime, there will have been nothing accidental about it. Be surgical.
And then dive in deeper, obviously, but that's like your macro view on how to do it.
Yeah, I like that. The hole saw is a hack.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah. Yeah, because, a lot of times, on an out-of-state trip, you're only there for 4 days. You're probably not going to get the big one. But you might get you're probably going to get a nice buck. So, a Euro mount are cool too.
Yeah. The power wash is a hack for Euro mounts too. Like, just get it stripped down, get a boil on it, clean it up a little bit. Really, I don't even know that I ever boiled them twice. Boil it and take it to take it to the car wash, dude, and just you can just rip everything right off of there and jam it in there and blow the brains out. And it's kind of messy. You got to be a little bit careful of what you're doing the first time you do it. If nobody's told you that, you're going to get a little bit of surprise when you jam that thing into the skull and blow all that stuff comes out of there at you a million miles an hour. You know what I mean? It's nasty, but it'll blow that whole cavity out clean. And then you can just go back and forth on the thing. You got to be a little bit careful at the gum line on the teeth. But other than that, man, you'd be surprised. You could like put that power washer right on that bone, and it doesn't damage the bone at all or do anything to it. But it tears all that meat and everything right off of there. It just does. It's just a 100% game changer for DIY Euro mount is the power washer.
Yeah, you got anything, Byron?
Just cooler space. I generally have like a cooler of food, but then obviously the commute home type meat cooler. I generally steal. Dave's got like 110 quart like Coleman Extreme that if somebody goes out of state, we generally snag that from him.
I think that's what drives me. I love the